The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and Your Sports Network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Wednesday episode of Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you, as always, by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. I'm going to put them up in that top right-hand corner of the screen so you know where to go if you are ever in the market for a new or used vehicle. Make sure to head on down to Greenwood Chevrolet. They go the extra mile for you. No one would take care of you better. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, then Greenwood Chevrolet. We thank them for their sponsorship of this show. And also, everything we do at YSN, we couldn't do it without wonderful sponsors like Greenwood for sure. And they are the presenting sponsor of our show. They have been for a long time for Running Point. So we thank them every day. As you can tell, not your typical Wednesday. I'm usually having Scotty as a sidecar, and I usually have Brian Tolnar with me on Wednesdays. Brian is moving into his brand new offices, so unfortunately no Brian today, but he'll be back next week to recap all the state tournaments in golf. And then Scotty is not here today as well, so not your normally planned Wednesday, not going the way you originally planned it. But hey, when has that ever stopped us, right? YSN, we adjust and we keep moving on. We continue to go the extra mile for you. With that being said, we do have some interviews that we're going to play for you today. Morgan Roby from Austintown Fitch, Ty Bartell, caught up with her a little bit earlier on in the week, and we're going to play that interview for you today. So Morgan Roby's going to be featured on today's episode of Running Point. We're also going to recap, of course, last night's games, volleyball tournament games, some boys soccer games, one girls soccer game, and we'll also preview the night of tonight and see what's going on with more sectional semifinals for volleyball, and then also girls soccer on the stage tonight as well. So we'll preview all that. We'll recap last night's action. We'll play Morgan Roby's interview. Going to be a fun day. Let's pop up the scoreboard on ysnlive.com. As always, our scoreboard on the website brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Going to put it full screen there so you can see it. Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs brings you this awesome tool for your fans. Whether you're at a game in person, maybe you want to glance down the score real quick, or maybe you're watching one of our broadcasts and you don't want to go away from your screen for too long. It's a quick and easy tool to find all the scores that are happening that night. We do our best to live update it, especially on Friday nights. We have a team live updating that scoreboard to make sure that you are able to glance and see the most updated score possible for the game that you're looking for. You don't have to always wait until 10 or 11 to see the final score. You can get these scores live updated on the Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tubs scoreboard. As always, we are going to do the first three columns, and then we'll scroll over to the last one. West Branch, they were down in Ursuline for their sectional semifinals. Ursuline, the high seed, gets to host. And West Branch had a familiar foe. Alliance comes in with the EBC rivalry, and one of the things that I didn't know about Alliance, because I hadn't seen them this year, is yes, they're a 3-win team, and that's obviously, you are who your record says you are, and you can't take that away. But man, they were pretty good considering they're a 3-win team. They looked a lot better than the 3-win team. They were scrappy. They were taking advantage of some West Branch mistakes. They got a lot of balls up in the air. They did not look like a 3-win volleyball team. Most 3-win volleyball teams you see kind of incompetent, really can't get passes in system, can't make the right sets, struggle to get strong hits over. Alliance, obviously struggling in the win-loss column, but man, they were not struggling at all in the just knowing how to play volleyball column, it looked like. I mean, they look competent. Like I said, they gave West Branch some fight. There was one set that went 25-20, 25-15, and 14 were the other two sets, but not the runaway 25 single-digit scores that you expect from a first-round matchup with two teams that are so differed in their win-loss record. Obviously, West Branch coming into that game with 14 wins, Alliance coming in with 3. You'd expect West Branch to completely run away with it, but there were some moments in that match where it seemed like maybe West Branch was going to be in for a battle. Props to the Warriors, though. They locked it down when they had to. They made the plays. They didn't let any sets slip away. I thought, once again, their defense is their strength. Their back row, really, really good at getting the ball up. And then, their hitters really did a good job. Olivia Showalter, you had Josie Mulligan. I don't know why I froze on that. Josie Mulligan, who had a really good day setting the ball. So West Branch, good job getting the win. They move on to play Ursuline, who you see down there, beat Canfield in 5. We'll talk about that game in a little bit. But they will play Ursuline at Kinston. So, we were all talking about that last night at the game. I was there in person. And West Branch fans, Canfield fans, Ursuline fans, they were all kind of flabbergasted that they have to go all the way to Kinston to play a team that is so local. But that's the way the sectional worked. Kinston's the highest seed in the sectional, so they get to host the sectional finals. And West Branch and Ursuline are going to be playing in Kinston on Thursday. We'll move on to the next game. Cheney loses to Massillon Jackson. Don't make that mistake. Polar Bear fans, don't come at me. Very sorry, Massillon Jackson. 3-0 is the final score there. Edison loses to Sandy Valley in the straight sets. Tough one for the Wildcats. We have Newton Falls and Heartland playing. Newton Falls gets the straight sweep of Heartland Christian. Got some stats for that one. Thank you to Coach Baker for always sending us updates. Let's see. You had Ivy Hong with 15 kills, 12 digs, a double-double for her. Lily Sate had 12 kills. Danny Drake, double-double, 31 assists, 10 digs for her. And then Lauren Burvich, with 10 digs to add to her total. So Newton Falls, a good spread-out offense, 2 players with double-digit kills, a couple of double-doubles in there, and they get the win over Heartland Christian in straight sets. Surprise of the night, Jackson Milton goes into 10th-seeded Badger and gets the win. 3-0, the final score. They had the sweep, and there was nothing stopping the Blue Jays. I told you yesterday, this team was starting to put things together. Second half of the season, they started to find a little bit of their identity. They started to figure out what they were good at, and they started to buy into the process. When you get results, you're going to get a strong volleyball team. They don't just beat Badger, they sweep Badger on the road. That's a big, big win for Jackson Milton. They'll have another tough test on Thursday when they go to play Southern, who got the win over Latonia. You can see down there. Campbell Memorial gets Liberty for the 3rd time this season. 3-0, the final score there. So Campbell, they'll move on to the excuse me. Campbell will move on to the sectional. Thought I was done. All right. Campbell will move on to the sectional final. They will play Warren JFK in the sectional final. They will be down in Mineral Lake Catholic for that one, as Mineral Lake Catholic hosts that sectional. But they won't have to play Mineral Lake Catholic at their home place. So to figure that out, right? So then you win sectionals, then you go to districts, which I believe Campbell's district is actually going to be geographically closer than their sectional. So like they'll have to go to Minter for their sectional to play a pretty local team in Warren JFK. And then if they win that, they'll play their district semifinal game in Grand Valley, which is closer to Campbell than Minter. I mean, it's still a trip to Grand Valley, of course, but it's not the Minter trip. So lot of funny things like that in this tournament, the way it works out. I think the OHSA is actually working on some things that could change things around. I know there's a big vote coming for basketball in the next couple, weeks to make some adjustments for next year. One thing being, of course, the 7 divisions. They might move basketball to a 7 division sport like we see in football, but they also, from what I heard from Coach DeShields last night, they might be looking at kind of the California model of basketball, where the top 32 teams get into their own bracket, and then you top 32 teams in the state like get their own bracket, and then the rest of the divisions take shape after that. So that's very interesting. Some things on the horizon in tournament play, but travel right now still something that these teams have to deal with. We'll go on to the next one. Crestview starts off their tournament run with no trouble at all against Poland. They get the sweep. A big night for many reasons for Crestview. They don't only get the win in the tournament, but they also get Abby Emsch a couple of more milestones to her career. Abby Emsch, as a junior, gets 1,000 career kills. That's checkmarked. And she also breaks the Crestview record for career blocks. She has over 400 blocks now. The old record was set at 396 by Chelsea Boker, who, people forget what a good volleyball player she was in her own right. Everyone knows her for basketball. She went on to play at St. Bonaventure for basketball, went to the Sweet 16 with St. Bonaventure in basketball. But she was a dang good volleyball player at Crestview, and she had the block record until Abby Emsch comes along and gets it. And she still has another year after this to solidify that record. So I do not think that record is going to drop for anywhere close to the near future, because you saw how long it took. I mean, Chelsea Boker was back in, I want to say she graduated in 09, class of 09, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds about right. I think I watched her for about 2 years in high school before she graduated. Maybe 08, not earlier than 08, because I remember watching her as a freshman, but I can't remember if she had one more year after my freshman year or not. So 08 or 09. Either way, that's 14 or 15 years that record stood until Abby Emsch came along. So congratulations to Abby on those 2 accomplishments, getting the 1,000 career kills and the block record at Crestview. More to come, I am sure. Western Reserve makes the quick sweep over Valley Christian, 3-0 the final score there. Then we'll talk about the thriller of the night. Ursuline comes back from down 2-1 to beat Canfield 3-2 at home, gets the tournament win. Their seniors earn one more game, one more practice, one more game. That's what we always want to get in volleyball. So they'll get in the gym tonight, and they'll be able to work towards playing West Branch. This game was the tale of 2 games, because for the first 3 sets, Canfield was the cleaner volleyball team. They were making less errors. They were putting the ball in play. They were putting pressure on Ursuline's defense. They were up 2-1. They lost one set 25-23 in a pretty close set. Then about halfway through the 4th set, you could tell Ursuline made some adjustments on defense. They got their people in the right positions, and the digs were starting to come. They were being clean volleyball. Like, they weren't doing anything fancy. They weren't smacking the ball over the net. They were just saying, let's put the ball in play and then let this Canfield team make their own mistakes. And that's exactly what happened. Ursuline played clean. Canfield's consistency for getting the ball in play went down, and Ursuline ran away with it from that point on. I think they had a comeback in set 4 to win 25-23, and then they had control of set 5 pretty much from the jump. They went up 5-0. They never let that kind of lead go. They ended up winning 15-9. So after that 5-0 start, pretty even, but still Canfield needed to run. They didn't get it. And you can't get too many runs when you're having the errors. And unfortunately for Canfield, that came up last night. A total of 35 attack errors, 12 service errors for Canfield. You do the math, that is 47 total errors, which is almost 2 whole sets of scoring for the other team. 3 points away from giving them 2 sets by yourself. It is what it is. Sometimes these are kids. I'm not going to bash them. I'm just telling them the truth. Kids sometimes you'll fall into that mental trap where they can't turn off the mistakes because they get the pressure and it gets to them. And the tournament can really magnify little things. And when it's this could be it, this is do or die, all of a sudden that tightness gets wound up a little bit. And I think that's what happened to Canfield. I think once they made a couple of mistakes and the pressure got turned on a little bit, Ursuline stopped making them and started to put the ball in play and putting all the pressure on Canfield. I think that just tightened up the tightness. I felt like Canfield wasn't playing loose in those last two sets, and that can turn into mistakes, and that definitely did. And it's unfortunate for Canfield, but Ursuline, props to taking advantage and not letting a team that is struggling get momentum back. Like I said, they played clean volleyball. They put the ball in play. They got excellent digs up. Their defense was really good. And that's what you have to do when you recognize the team across the net is struggling. Don't help them out. And Ursuline absolutely did not help them out in any shape, way, or form. Teresa Garano had a big day for Ursuline, 14 kills for her. So she continues to shine for the Irish, best offensive weapon on that team. And Irish move on to play West Branch. Again, another situation where they're going to have to go far to play in a sectional final against a team that is rather local. West Branch and Ursuline going to Kenston to play for a sectional final. They would earn a trip to Streetsboro, whoever wins that game, by the way. And I think that game is going to be very interesting. Both teams play very clean style of volleyball when they're going. And both teams have a very kind of balanced offense that doesn't take too many risks. This puts the ball in play and lets their defense do the work. So it would be interesting to see those two teams go up against each other with similar coaching styles and coaching philosophies there between Coach DeShields and Coach Zunick. Next up, we have Howland. They lost to Field in straight sets there. Tough one for the Tigers. Southern Local beats Latonia 3-0, the final score there. You have Lowville. They beat Maplewood on the road 3-1. I told you even like Lowville and Jackson Milton were two teams I said yesterday could be dangerous because they started to get momentum down the second half of the season. Teams that are striding towards the end of the year, I don't care what their overall record is, you'll look at how they're playing right now, they turn into dangerous teams. And Lowville notches their 11th win of the season. They got to double digits in the regular season, probably because they were winning so much in the second half. They had a much better second half of the MVA season than they did the first, and they're striding in the right time. They get the upset over Maplewood, 3-1 the final score. Waterloo, they fall to Wycliffe. I think that's actually wrong. They lost to Wycliffe 3-0. That should be flipped, so we'll correct that. I'll get you the set scores just to make sure I'm right with that. Yeah, set scores. Wycliffe gets the win 25-7, 25-17, 25-20. So that will flip that one and correct it on the scoreboard. Boys playoff soccer. You had Austintown Fitch go to Warren Harding, get the win 2-1. A big win for the Falcons as they beat their AAC rival. Boardman goes on the road and demolishes Massillon, Washington, 8-1, the final score. So you might have been the higher seed, but Boardman proves they are without a doubt the better team. Big win for the Spartans, 7-goal margin on the road, big one. And we couldn't make the trifecta in road teams getting the win, unfortunately. Lakeside works hard but falls to Walsh Jesuit. Final score 8-0 there. Let's scroll over and check out these last columns. There we go. Garrettsville Garfield, they get the 5-set win over Rootstown. I knew this one was going to be good. I told you Garfield was a little underseeded. They had to go on the road as a 15-win team. And they would not be denied. Rootstown falls to their Portage County rival in Garfield 3-2, the final score there. Garfield advances into the sectional final with the upset on the road. Lakeside, they get one more game. They beat Madison at home 3-1, the final score. Congratulations to the Dragons. 7th win of the year for them. LeBray falls to Dalton. They get upset by the Bulldogs 3-0, the final score in that one. Last but not least, Orange falls to Copley 3-0 final score. So those are your first round of sectional semifinals in volleyball. Second round of them happens tonight. This will be the bottom half of all your brackets. So if you're looking at the OHSAA district brackets, top half plays on the first day, bottom half plays on the second. So you'll see they're not broken down by divisions like basketball. They're more broken down by what half of the bracket you're in. So you'll see the bottom half play tonight, and then by Thursday, we will have our sectional finals set, and we'll punch tickets to districts. So that'll be exciting. The teams that won last night will play Thursday. The team that win tonight will play Saturday. So when we come back on Monday after the weekend, we'll have our district matchups set, and we'll see what teams can work hard, get 2 wins, punching a ticket to regionals. Always fun. Postseason goes fast, but it is fun. As always, we want to take the time to not only congratulate the teams that won last night, but obviously the teams that fell, we have to say goodbye to, which is a bittersweet part of the tournament time. So also congratulations to all the Ysn schools that saw their season in last night. We know that you guys put in a lot of time to your athletics. We love supporting you. We love covering you guys, and we hope to see you during the winter and spring sports seasons. And we thank you for your hard work and dedication to volleyball and soccer. So bittersweet moment. Congratulations to the teams that advance, and also congratulations on a great season to the teams that don't. We are going to take a break here on Running Point. When we come back, we are going to feature an interview from Ty Bartell, who called an interview with Morgan Roby a little bit earlier on this week, and we'll play her interview after this commercial break on Running Point, brought to you as always by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Be back in a bit.
Now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet. You can see them up there in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greenwood Chevrolet goes the extra mile for you. You heard from them in that commercial break. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. One of the ways we do that is we feature player profiles when we are able to, which is almost every day on Running Point. And we're going to feature one here today. Going to hear from Ty Bartell. He used to host Running Point with me. Of course, anytime we can get him back on the show, we definitely want to. So Ty Bartell did some interviews with Fitch Volleyball earlier on, and we're going to feature one of them, Morgan Roby from Fitch Volleyball. Ty Bartell did a wonderful job interviewing her, so we're going to play that interview for you here on the show. Hope you enjoy it on Running Point.
Ty Bartell with a player profile interview, volleyball edition with Morgan Roby. I think this might be the first volleyball edition we've done with you, Morgan. First and foremost, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
That's good to hear. You're doing pretty good as well this season on the volleyball court, and you've taken a big step in a role as a sophomore this season. What's it been like playing for the Falcons this year, and what's been kind of so special and fun about this year's team?
Well, the first thing is I get to play with my cousin this year, and we have a great bond. And I feel like our team has a great bond together. We always laugh. We're having fun about anything, and we just have chemistry that just helps us in all ways. And yeah.
I'm sure there's been plenty of either backyard or other volleyball matches played with Afton prior to, but what's it like now stepping into the high school season too? Do you guys have that kind of unique connection or chemistry when you guys are playing together on the court?
Yeah, we do. We're always laughing together. We have the same personality, same jokes, same everything. We're basically the same person, and she makes me laugh and I make her laugh, and yeah.
You look at this season and the big role you've taken and the big steps you've had to take to get to these roles you have now. What did last season, what was that like for you, and what was those experiences like for this season too? Do you feel like they helped you out too, and what'd you take away from last year that you brought into this year?
Well, last year it did help out. I wanted to improve more so I could be on varsity this year, because I wanted to step on my game I was on freshman and JV last year, but I wanted to step it up so I can be on varsity this year. and be at right side. So I started practicing even more. Even at club, I would practice and practice just to get the spot.
Do you feel like momentum, maybe not for the team, but for yourself, carried over from softball season and going on that magical run? Do you feel like going into volleyball season, you were still feeling kind of amped up and feeling the vibes from that special run?
Yes, I definitely am. And I feel like we do have a shot for something for volleyball, and we can get far.
You look at the tough matches that you guys have played, and I mean, you've won a good majority of them. I think 16 wins this season, and another great year for Falcons volleyball. What's been one of your favorite matches and some of your favorite memories of this season so far?
My favorite match has to be the Medina match on last Saturday because it was 26-27. We were winning, and they sent like a free or a ball over, and I had to run and go get it. I like slammed my hip on the ground. Afton sent a free ball over, and the ref was like scared. Like everyone looked at the ref. She was like just scared, and then she called it in. And then me and Afton like ran to each other. We were hugging, and yeah.
That's an awesome special moment. And you talk about the grabbing that big dig and being able to grab a hold of that. You stepped into the role of libero because of some injuries too. And of course, Izzy's back now, and that's huge for you guys. One of the best, I think, in the area. But you've always had that ability to step into whatever role comes your way, and you've always been cool with it, no matter the sport that you play. What kind of gives you that kind of that freelance mindset of whatever the team needs me to do, I'll do it too? And how do you make the most of that role too? Because you always seem to excel in whatever role you step in.
Well, I feel like I'm like a very versatile player that you could put anywhere when you like need me to, and I will work in that position and help my team for whatever needs to be done, and I will practice that and while I'm at practice before like any game or match. When I found out I had to be a libero, I was surprised because I mean, my coach said that she needed someone to move and get every ball up, and that's what I did. So, and yeah.
You found success in that role, and you're continuing to find success with the roles that you're in the entire team. The thing I'm always impressed with you is you might not have the most height, but you can jump out of the gym. You have one of the most insane verticals I've ever seen. Do you work on that? Is that something, or has that always just come natural to you? What do you credit this insane vertical to?
Well, I feel like some of it and most of it is natural, but I also get some of it from in the weight room too, with also practicing jumping, box jumping, and squats, like split squats, anything squatting, and trap bar, deadlift, and yeah, I think it helps me build my muscle in my legs, and so I could jump even higher.
You're a multiple sport athlete, but where did volleyball start fitting into your life? What's some of the earliest memories you have in the sport, and when did you first find yourself involved?
Probably seventh grade volleyball, but I did start volleyball like in second grade. I used to do like these little tournament things, but I didn't really do like travel volleyball between there because I always had softball and traveling. But seventh grade is when I really started volleyball. I played for middle school, and I actually was pretty good. And then I just kept building myself, and I'm where I am now.
What's the biggest piece of advice or the biggest thing you've learned from that course, from those years until now in the sport, that has helped you along the way?
Just put in the work every second, and everything you'll get better at everything.
I know athletes always try to find parallels throughout sports too, to try to make it easier and just make those connections. Do you find any parallels amongst the sports that you play and things that help out, whether that's in the training, the lifting, or even the playing of the game?
Well, I feel like my like softball and volleyball, like I have like the same like energy and stuff, like, and I try to keep up energy, like, but they're both mental games. Then it's hard to keep up with it, but I always keep a constant energy and keep my teammates up with me.
Looking at this year's team, I mean, you guys got another conference under your belt too, and I mean, for you girls to step into that after having some big time players like Jocelyn Jordan leave from last year, it's another accomplishment to continue that success of the program. What does that mean to you personally, and what do you think it means to the team as a whole to just continue that success that teams prior to you have set?
I think it means a lot because I feel like we are even better than we were last year because I feel like we have so many versatile players that can move in any spot when you need them to. And like I feel like we're just like a good team that is just always there for each other and everything.
You have a fantastic support system in the crowd, to say the least. Too, they're always loud and proud to be cheering your name. That's got to feel great for you to always have. And I mean, they're there away, home. It feels like every match. What's that like for you to have just have that loud and proud support system there for you every match?
I love it. My friends are always cheering me on, and I just feels like amazing. Like I love like the support that they give me, and they're just always there cheering for me and making sure I do good in everything that I do.
What do you think the key to finding success in high school volleyball is? I mean, as you've been able to do from last year and now to this year.
I think just working hard and just like moving around. Like I was an outside hitter on freshman and JV, and then I decided to change up so I could be a right side hitter so I could be on varsity this year. Like just try to be a most coachable player like player on the team and always just be versatile.
I'm sure each one of those experiences playing different positions has helped shape the player you are today. Is there one that you've preferred, or something you've taken away from each position, or what are some big things you've taken away from the positions you played?
Mm, I feel like I've like taken away like I think I am a good libero, but if I don't block, where's my jump? Like it's just not there, and I do have like I really do have a good vertical, but I don't get blocks all the time. But you kind of like you might need me up there to help get touches on everything, and yeah.
Looking at this season, you guys are gearing up for the tournament. Only a couple of matches left before that. What are some things you're looking to just sure up and get ready for prior to tournament time?
Well, we're gonna work at practice, work on like all of our like airs that we've had and our hitting airs and have good service receive at practice and always just work on our service receive and just make sure our passing's good and stuff.
Going into as a freshman too to tournaments, it's always there's gonna be jitters, there's always gonna be nerves. I don't think that ever goes away, even up until your senior year. But do you feel like a little bit less of it? Do you feel a little more confident going into the second year? Or do you still feel the nerves and the butterflies in the stomach at full force?
I feel like I'm like all over the place because I feel the butterflies and the nerves. I feel confident, but and yeah, I feel confident and I have the nerves about like cuz like I'm nervous, like I just get scared like just playing and then there's people watching and yeah.
You still find a way to excel and succeed, even with all the nerves too. Look, that's you on the player side. Let's look at you on the person side. Obviously, you have to manage time being a multiple sport athlete, but when you do get that downtime, that free time, what is it you enjoy doing?
Oh, I like to hang out with my friends and my grandma all the time and we watch movies and scary movies and stuff and yeah, play video games.
It's spooky season. What's the favorite scary movies franchise?
I like The Conjuring.
That seems to be a favorite amongst a lot of groups now anymore. I think they just came out with a new one too,
Yeah,
didn't
they're
they?
coming out with a new one soon, yeah.
It's coming around the corner too. I also know there's a lot of Marvel fans
Yeah.
around the community too. Favorite Marvel superhero and favorite movie?
My favorite Marvel superhero is Scarlet Witch.
All
Um,
right,
and my favorite movie has to be the first Avengers movie.
that one is a classic too. Did you watch any of WandaVision?
Yes.
I enjoyed WandaVision a lot as well. You talked about hanging out with your friends too. Is there a certain spot you guys like to go, or is it just someone's house that's the group spot?
Well, we like to go to like these courts in McDonald, and then we like to go to my friend's house, Miley's, and then we go to Sheets a lot, and yeah.
Is the sheets for the MTO? No doubt. What's the favorite MTO there?
I like their mac and cheese bites. They're so good.
Do you dunk them into the nacho cheese? Because like
Oh,
that's what
no.
I've done. I double up. I go insane with the cheese. But no, the mac and cheese bites, no doubt, are a favorite there as well. Any other favorite spots too? Is that the favorite eat outs place in Austintown too, or do you have? Oh, it's sheets. Like, no doubt, that's what it is. What's the favorite treat around the area too? If you're going for a sweet,
Handles. 100% handles.
What's the flavor?
S'mores.
S'mores, all right. Cotton candy is one I hear a lot, and that one, no, not for you.
So gross.
Not about it. What has been one of your biggest role models, both inside and outside the sport of volleyball?
My parents, my brother, and my grandma, and my grandpa who's passed away. He was there for me all the time, always cheering me on for anything that I've done. And my grandma, she's always been at every single game of mine. And my parents they're like the most supportive of me. And just like my brother's an influence to me because he's in college right now and he goes to a D2 school for golf and he's actually really good. And I want to be in college like that when I graduate and be at a good school. And yeah.
I always love your parents there too. They're always there supporting you. Your dad has sported a couple of looks too. Did you prefer the long beard mixed scruff, or do you like the cleaned up shaven look for Pop?
I like the long beard, but my mom hates it.
So there's some difference of opinions in the Roby household.
Yeah.
Looking at role models as well, you are quickly becoming one for a lot of the younger girls. I mean, they see the success you had on softball. They're seeing the success you have on volleyball. So these girls in middle school, elementary school, they're looking up to you now. What is some advice you give to those younger girls too that look at your position and say that they want to be in that varsity level in high school one day?
My advice is just keep working and be the person you want to be, and always be a coachable player, and just be great.
All right, Morgan, as before we let you go, I always like to give you an opportunity. Shout out anyone you'd like to at this point, whether it's anyone from this season or from before that you'd like to shout out.
I would like to shout out my parents, my old coach from last year, Coach Mo. I'd like to shout out Coach Herb, Coach DeFran, Coach Fisher, my grandparents, my best friends, and yeah.
Well, Morgan, we want to give you a shout out for a great season this year as you continue to develop yourself as a great player, but also a great person. We're continuing to root for you here at YSN, as this has been another player profile, this time volleyball edition with Morgan Roby.
That was Morgan Roby from Austintown Fitch. A great interview by Ty Bartel. He does a great job. And what a great interview. I love the family. The Roby family has been so fun. And the clips that you hear in that interview about the family will make that interview just that much more great. So Ty Bartel did a great job. We all want to thank Morgan Roby for her time, obviously, giving us that interview and letting us shine a light on her athleticism and what she's able to do for Fitch. If you want to see that interview, maybe you didn't see it in its entirety on this show, no worries. You can find it in its entirety on ysnlive.com or our YouTube channel. If you're watching from our YouTube channel, hey, how you doing? Thanks for tagging in. And while you're here, if you're not already, please, if you would, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. It helps the algorithm out on YouTube, get our videos out there if you have subscribers. If you're already subscribed or you're going to hit that subscribe button, make sure you also click that notification bell because YouTube's algorithm is a little bit wonky and you never know when you'll miss a video if you don't have that bell clicked. And we update the YouTube every single day, whether that be highlights, player profiles, coaches' corners, post-game interviews. All of it can be found on YSN's YouTube page, so you don't want to miss a minute of any of that video content that we put up. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're so kind and if you feel so moved to. And we thank you for your support. Let's dive into the games that are happening tonight. We're winding down the show, and we're going to preview tonight's matchups. More tournament action, more volleyball, more soccer tonight. And let's go from yesterday to today. If you're a first-time navigator on our scoreboard, you can find the dates there on the bottom there. So you just go to October 18th, which is today. And on Wednesday, October 18th, 2023, we have more playoff volleyball for you. The Archbishop Hoban gets to host in the castle. Excuse me. Berry Gymnasium hosting the sectional semifinals. They will play at Cleveland Rhodes tonight. Salem and Crestwood playing each other in sectional semifinal action. Ashtabula St. John getting its tournament kicked off with East Canton. You have Lakeview hosting Pymatuning Valley. Struthers will play East tonight. A very exciting one, I think, in United and South Range. I think those are two teams that are pretty dang evenly matched. South Range 13 wins, United 14 wins. South Range maybe the edge in strength of schedule. United maybe the edge in balance. We'll see what happens against with the Eagles against the Raiders tonight. That'll be in Columbiana. Should be a fun one. Mooney also in Columbiana. They will play the Clippers in game 2 of the night down there. Champion going to go and play Kirtland tonight. Lisbon will play Springfield. This is another one that I think could be very interesting. Lisbon ending that season with a win, getting momentum into tournament time, going to play the Tigers. Beaver Local, they're going to play Martins Ferry tonight. You have Girard hosting NE8 foe Niles. Hubbard going and playing Ravenna. And then East Liverpool's got Zanesville tonight as East Liverpool tries to get a big tournament run under their belt. Let's go into girls soccer, which has plenty of action tonight as well. Mooney and JFK, that's a fun one. That's a real fun one. I think that's going to be a lot closer than maybe the seeds say. And JFK, they've had such a great season. They're going to have to work hard to get their first tournament win. Pymatuning Valley and Badger. Canfield hosts Jefferson tonight. Canfield, that undefeated regular season, looking to carry that into the postseason, of course. Alliance traveling to Hubbard. You have Bristol at Poland tonight. Columbiana traveling to Champion. Champion undefeated. They're trying to continue that and have a big tournament run in their own right. Conneaut goes to Berkshire tonight. Crestview goes to United. Our own ace photographer, Gary Leininger, will be at that game. So if you're a United girls soccer fan or a Crestview girls soccer fan, you can check out our YSN Smug Mug later on tonight for game photos of that one. Hoban girls soccer also in action. They will take on CVCA at home. West Branch looks to make another deep tournament run as they will face Geneva to kick things off. Very successful Lakeview team this year will go and play Grand Valley at home tonight. The Niles girls, a tough first draw, but they're very talented. They'll go into Perry and try to beat the Pirates. Orange has a matchup on the road against Elyria Catholic. And then last but not least, an MVAC Scarlet Tier matchup between two teams that are bitter rivals, Waterloo and Springfield. Before this year, Champion won the MVAC and they ran away with it. But before this year, it was pretty much going down to Springfield-Waterloo. And it was Springfield for a long time. Waterloo won it last year. Everyone knows what happened to Kara English before the season started. That was extremely unfortunate. It kind of took Waterloo off of that level of soccer where they could win conference championships. But still playing well, still have a good offense, still have good players. And they're going to try to go into Springfield and pull off the upset over their heated conference rival in the Tigers. If you want to know some games that I'm really keeping an eye on, I already talked about United and South Range. I think that'll be a good one. Some other ones that I think could be pretty good tonight. Lisbon and Springfield, I'm watching that one dang close. I think Lisbon has a lot of momentum going forward. I think Eliza Baker is a heck of a player, but then on Springfield's side, of course, you have the Brungards and Jamaica and Balin Brungard that have both had incredible years. Balin Brungard was up for Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Valley last week for a good reason. I think Champion going to Kirtland, that'll be a tough one for the Flashes, but they've had, no pun intended, flashes of greatness this year where they've looked really good. So they're liable if the right team shows up to pull off an upset. And then I'm excited to see teams that are really, really good that haven't punched past districts just start another run at it. Lakeview for volleyball, trying to get a district championship. Their program has definitely earned it over the years. I want to see if West Branch can fight their way through a district championship. They've fallen to Canfield the last couple of years in tournaments. So can the Canfield girls take their really impressive season and turn it into a district champion? Same thing with Champion. Can they take their impressive season and turn it into a district championship? They're undefeated, but after the regular season's over, that undefeated record goes out the window. Everyone starts at 0-0. So I'm excited to see those teams play. Those teams go for a big opportunity. Of course, the Canfield girls, they are trying to continue their dominant run as they have been one of the best soccer teams on the network, period, this year. Macy Toporser and Hannah Wahib, both Division I talents. This game, too, will be on the network. It was sponsored, so Canfield and Jefferson will be broadcasted tonight. Matt Maher will be on the call, so Canfield girls soccer fans, that game was sponsored, was paid for, so we will be able to bring it to you, and those sponsorships help us cover the OHSAA fees, so it's not us asking for the money, it's us asking to be able to pay off the fees laid down by the OHSAA. It's a good reminder that if you are a volleyball team out there or another soccer team that wants your tournament games covered, work on getting a sponsor, get in touch with us, and then we'll make a deal. But the games that we cover have to be sponsored because of once again, the fee that the OHSAA puts on YSN to broadcast. So girls soccer will be on tonight. Canfield, Jefferson, Matt Maher on the call. Should be a fun one. We also have a couple of sports shows going on tonight as well. I know Western Reserve's going to be down at the MVR. Excited for that one. And we'll have some fun. And that'll do it for today's show as well. We're going to wind down. That was the preview of tonight's action, volleyball and soccer. Make sure to head out and support these volleyball games. It's tournament time, so it obviously could always be the last time you get to see these teams play. So don't miss that opportunity. Head on down, get some volleyball action in your stomach, or take in some soccer. It's going to be a pretty good day for soccer. It's sunny. It's warmer than it was yesterday. So maybe a good day to go out and watch some soccer as well, tournament time. So make sure to check in on all that. Tomorrow we'll be back from 1 to 2 on Running Point. We'll recap all that action. We'll have more player profiles featured for you, and we'll have a fun time tomorrow from 1 to 2. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been Running Point, as always, brought to you by Greenwood.